Hello, my name is Vsin, and this is a snapshot of Tearaway. Now, apparently this game doesn't actually have much of a start screen, so instead you get the grainy photo of me taking a photo of a photo. But this game is a game by Media Molecule. It was released on November the 22nd, 2013 for the PlayStation Vita. And I don't know, I could totally just cheap out right here and say this is an amazing game, everyone needs to buy it, everyone needs to buy a Vita to buy this game. But that would be cheaping out and this video would end in less than a minute. So, first of all, as traditional, let's go through the options menu. This is play option. If you go to profile options, new, tap the new. You can see you have the save game. The first save is the default save. As you can see, used, seen, and done, updated then. You can also create additional save files, that's up to you. Bookmarks, you can see you can go through all these various areas. Oops. You can see, of course, that first one I have so much completion, so much completion. All the completion comes from various little secrets and presents. I would say that the presents are mostly just find hidden location, receive bacon, whereas some of the secrets are actually like special places with extra dialogue, and that's actually interesting. Other than that, yay. And then next thing, settings. EULA credits, what you'd expect. Invert y-axis is for the camera controls. Disable blowing particles. It's mostly there is a blow weapon that you can get at one point in the game that will have particles. There are also some various fans that have extra particles. You can disable those. Gibberish voices is for when NPCs talk. It comes out as gibberish. I believe if you disable this and there's just no gibberish at all, you can't hear anything. Subtitles, as you can see here, subtitles on because, you know, we need subtitles here. Music, you can also toggle that. You can see the little cute animation. Skin tone, this is mostly for the way that the system recognizes you. Address player as male or female. Finger sizes for controls, I believe. Photos, you can take photos in the middle of your game. So as you can see here, this is one of the photos. Now let's go over here, for example. This is a photo of one of the scraps. Now in this options you have delete. That I'm not 100%. This is send to your PlayStation Vita system. The button that is now green means you put it into your PlayStation Vita photo album. The other one is upload. Upload will go to either Facebook or Twitter. I believe it also goes to tearaway.me. You have to log into your PlayStation Network account and you get access to papercraft stuff and your photo album. So there's a camera feature in the game. You can take photos of yourself in the game, of various game stuff. You press square, you can filter all, location, selfie, papercraft. Papercraft is to unlock various papercraft items. Quantum is photographs using the various different, is the front and rear cameras. That's also one of the filters. Papercraft, here are all the various papercraft you can unlock. Again, you can access these papercraft creations on tearaway.me. You can download them and then you can print them off. That's about it. And see tearaway.me. This is my profile. Yay. I want to have a public profile. I don't know, you can steal my papercraft if you want to. You can keep it up to date automatically, or the game will prompt you every 5 papercraft. And then you can, if you have an internet connection, you can do that. So let's continue here. Oh wait, oops, that's a massive spoiler. Let's get out of there. Oops. Let's use bookmarks. Sure, but I'm missing a ton. Maple Fields, nah. I'm going to do what I set it up for, the caverns. I've already unlocked quite a bit of it, but we're just going to take you through the caverns for a second here. So obviously you can pick it, and you can press the replay button. Also, I've noticed that if you shake the Vita, you can see that the loading screen shakes as well. If you hold it still, then the loading screen will reset. But it's a fun little thing. You can also see, of course, that if you look at it from all the angles, you can see that they render it completely. So this is my IOTA. If you hold down on the touchscreen over your IOTA, the screen will shake and you get to this customization. You have all these various accessories and stuff that you can add to IOTA. So for example, if I want to unlock this mouth, I tap it, and then say use 100 confetti pieces. That's the number in the top right corner. You can just you gain confetti pieces from wandering through the world, completing objectives, yada yada. You use confetti pieces to unlock this stuff, and then you can just like put a creepy looking mouth on Iota. Just move that there. Also, if you touch this, hold down on an item, touch the screen with 2 fingers, and you can rotate. You spread it apart, you can increase the size, squeeze them together, you can decrease the size. Fairly standard if you know your touchscreen controls in general, but I'm going to get rid of that creepy face. That's good enough. There's also a symbols panel, you can unlock various symbols. Yay, that's a cat. Also, there's this option. It's a scissors with a piece of paper. You can see I've made all these various cutouts. Yay, VA. I should probably put that on Iota. Yay. Yay, Visa and Eldrasity. So what these are the ones I have saved up. Now what you can do, of course, is if you don't want to keep it, for example, then you could take this, drag it all the way up into the trash can, and you can get rid of one of your creations. That's the crazy fire I made. Let's get rid of this into here. Let's clean it up a little bit. This is a mustache. As you can see, I was pretty lazy with the way I made these. So what you can do if you want to make a new one, you can see the scissors and the plus sign on the right side of the screen. Tap that, you get to this board. Now you can use the left and right analog sticks. Right analog is zoom, left analog is move camera. You see you have those various pieces of paper at the top. All you have to do is you have to pick a color and then drag it on. So I'm going to be boring and just pick white. As you see, drag the piece of white paper onto the board. There you go. Let's make it nice and straight. Alright, now what the hell design do we want here? I have no idea. Let's just draw a cylinder for no apparent reason. Yeah, I suck. You can use the eraser on the left side of the screen and get rid of the lines. Let's try that again. That's not going to connect, is it? Let's see what happens. So you press the scissors on the right side of the screen and it'll start cutting out. Now you can see, of course, that this section moves off. You can see that small section down there. That's the circle I cut. That's the oval I cut out. You can see over here, if you look really closely, you can see that for the left side line, it doesn't quite cut through. For that, you have to kind of just like add an extra line there, cut it out. And you can see you can take this section out, toss. Oh crap! No, give me that back. There you go. Put this back on the board. Straighten this out. Straighten this out. Come back here. No. Okay, there we go. Good enough. So you can see I have my terrible looking cylinder. And then, I don't know, let's grab another piece of paper to decorate it a bit. Yellow. Why not? What the heck do we want on this? Let's draw a crappy triangle. Get rid of the rest of the waste. Yay, put crappy triangle on it. Of note though is that you can't actually resize in the papercraft mode. You can only cut bigger or smaller pieces of paper and then resize them. And hey, that looks like a duck, so let's give it a black eye. Yay. Let's see. Cut a small circle in this. Oops. That's not a closed circle, it won't do anything. That won't do anything either. I think the one irritation I have with a papercraft system is that you really have to close the circle, and you can't see it because you can't see my hand, but I'm finding it hard to see when you're trying to make those smaller cuts. There you go, black eye. And now it's a demented looking duck. Hooray! Let's just... Oops. Not what I wanted. Not all the way. There we go. Just cut a slit. And there you go, now it's a demented looking duck. So then, of course, you can do bottom left corner, check mark. I'm happy with this creation. Yay. And then you can put a demented looking duck on his head. Yay. Spin him around with the right analog stick. Zoom in and out is up and down. You can spin it around with left and right on the analog stick, or left and right on the left analog, left and right on the right analog. Up and down on the left analog just moves you up and down the body, whereas up and down on the right analog will zoom in and out. Yeah, you can probably figure that out on your own. Just make a gigantic, ugly duck. Yay. And tack it onto Iota's head for no apparent reason. So let's keep that. Yay! And now I have an ugly duck. There also have various commands. Oh, what the heck? There's a secret up here, isn't there? No, there isn't. Okay, never mind. You have various commands. X is an unlockable jump. You don't actually start the game with it. Circle is you do a barrel roll. Triangle is the camera. You can see you can have the camera, spin it around. There is also the quantum lens. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is the quantum? Oh, quantum lens is on the left. This is just various filters that you can put on it. So negative filter, black and white filter. I'm going to use no filter for a second here. You can also have stuff like wide angle lens, motion, high speed lens, zoom, macro, quantum, yay. Yeah, that's my computer screen. So let's get out of here. Also, you can unlock these various lenses with confetti. Oh, sure, let's use sepia. Okay, and take a picture. A very ugly looking picture, but whatever. And just save that for now. Also, if you touch the button in the bottom left corner, the camera with a switchy looking thing on it, you switch it back and you can take a picture of yourself this way. Yay! And I'm not going to save that one. That was a triangle and you can get out. Square is grab. If there's a grabbable object, you can grab and toss it. When you unlock it, then you get this blow thing. R is blow out. L is blow in. That's about it. So let's start heading down. Yay! As you can see, I've already gotten. Also, if you replay a section, confetti pieces that you have already obtained appear as those bright white dots. Otherwise, they just look like colorful pieces of confetti, because you probably know what confetti looks like. I'll roll down here. You can see the environments are pretty darn nice looking. Now, watch carefully as I walk over this piece of paper here. Look, watch very closely. Did you notice that? Because it's one of the things that when I started the game, it really blew my mind. The environment actually reacts to you walking over it. Even though it has this seemingly low-tech design, when you look at those little things like the paper folding underneath your feet, also the various lighting effects, and even the fact that you can customize to the point where you can make your Iota or Atoi, the female version, look whatever you look like. I'm sorry, the graphics are actually good in this game. Maybe the aesthetic quality isn't what you like, but the graphics are good. Now time for combat, which, I don't know, a lot of critics have called this slightly contrived. I agree. So what you do is, when you start off, you have to dodge the attack, and you pick up the guy, and then you chuck it over at something. As you get further along, though, what you can do is you can barrel roll, just run him over, that knocks him over, and chuck him at the wall. Or you can press L, grab the person with your blow thing, again later on in the game, and then chuck him at another wall. That bugger. There we go. Let's get up here. And now. With these sections, you can see the PlayStation stuff. You tap the back, and then you bounce through. Also, this is a small spoiler, maybe. It will be a small spoiler, but this is where one of the secrets is. I've already unlocked it. For the most part, about half of the presents and secrets I've noticed basically involve not going forward, going backwards in some way. At least most of them. There are also a couple of the secrets that will require you to have tools from further levels, I've noticed anyways. Now let's just go through here for a bit. More combat. It's a lot easier once you get the weaponized blow gun thingy. Let's grab you, toss you over at you. Boom. Ah, come on, really? Okay, whatever. Also, with these holes, when they generate them, you can hop down them and bounce out the other side. Yay, fun. Well, let's get. Oh crap! Right, there's more. Okay, let's get rid of these. There you go. I've actually heard some critics say that the combat isn't that good. I actually completely agree. The combat's a little bit forced. Like, it's just sort of that thing that it doesn't have to be there, and in certain parts there's way too much of it. I think this is the part of the game in particular that has too much combat, but this is a bit of a spoiler, but immediately after this, you basically have no combat. There you go. These guys, you Goomba stomp them. Yay. And then tap on the screen to kill them that way. And just go there, get rid of these guys. Also, you can jump on top of these boxes if I get this right. Come on. Or maybe I have to jump off the crystal. Come on. Because I did manage to get up there once, but whatever. Let's move on, get to this pipe. Goomba stomp you. Ah, don't knock me off the edge. No. Huh. I've actually never done that before. Now, I'm going to go off to the right here to show you a bit of the game's charm. Head off to the right here. Again, this is a present that I've already accomplished. Basically, this guy who says, go get my soccer ball. Now, you have to go over here, do a little platforming segment. Oops. I also constantly mess that up because I'm an idiot, so let's try that again. And over here, grab the soccer ball. Or football if you're European. You hand it to this guy. And normally there would be a present there, and then you get stuff for it. And you see, just play soccer with a whole bunch of squirrels for no apparent reason. Do-do-do. It just adds to the game's... I don't know, these are just such small things, but they add to the game's charm. Just playing soccer with a bunch of papercraft squirrels. Also, you can see that this sort of area, you just touch up on the system. And you can see that I'm intervening in the game. I have noticed a slightly annoying bug, though, where if you interrupt one of these squirrels... Oops. Apparently one of them took a dunk. There's pop up under iota. Let's see. There you go. Now, if we do it here... Okay, never mind. The first couple times I did this, for some reason, the soccer ball would actually fall through the ground for no apparent reason. I don't know, that was weird. Okay, there you go. You saw that the ball just fell through the ground. I have no idea why that does that. Maybe the game is just trying to end the minigame or something, but whatever. No, let's just move on for a bit. I'm gonna skip most of that. I've already done most of it. Let's drop down here. Let's grab these guys. Oh, crap. Eee. Try that again. Goomba stomp. Crush. And now toss you away. There you go. You know, I might as well give you this one tip. You see that opened present up in the top left? You're supposed to... You don't jump on these because you can't do it. You don't jump there either. Where do you jump? Here. And then you can get up there. Yeah, again, that's what I think is intelligent platforming. Like, maybe it's just because I played a lot of Guild Wars 2, but I'm just used to, like, hey, you can latch onto those various parts. Now, with this guy, he'll ask you to create fire the first time you come here. Could the flames be better? I'm going to say yes. Let's quickly make something, a different flame. Hey, black fire, why not? Let's just draw some crazed design on it. Cut that out. Use the top section. Sure, let's use that. And then I'll replace the fire. Yay. And you can see that this thing is twitching. Blocks like these respond to your button input. So this one's an X button and it's black. So when you press down the X button, it moves out of the way. If you release it, you get sent flying. It's pretty interesting. There are a couple of puzzles that involve knocking yourself around. For example, like this. These white blocks, when you press the X button in, then they push out. There's this part. Sure, and I'll just show you this one as well. Actually, you know what? No, I won't. That's another secret. I don't want to do it. I already showed you one secret. Let's get out of here. There's also another secret over there. But I'll show you. And let's get through here. Spin that one. Suck that one. Blow that one. Suck that one. Let's get through here. Jump over that. Oops. Oops. Messed that one up completely. What to do? Go through here. Walk up against it. Hold down X. There you go. Just roll through this. And it's called... Just I'll chat to you. And now another combat segment. That's actually why I don't particularly like this chapter that much. Come on in. Boom. There you go. Send you flying into the drink. Oops. Thankfully, there is a semi-health system in this game. You can take up to like 2 hits consecutively before dying, basically, but you have unlimited respawns and it's not really that punishing. After all, this isn't really supposed to be an action RPG or anything like that. It's more of a platformer. I will say that much. I would actually say that most of the combat sections are really contrived, especially near the end of this chapter. Oh crap. Hey, there we go. I'd say that a lot of the combat sections are actually a little bit contrived and forced. But other than that, even like I've heard some critics say that the regular platforming isn't that good. I would say that it actually is pretty good, with just the way that's integrated into the game. But whatever. Well, let's get past all this stuff here. Oops. Get through here, down there. Let's get into the other cutscene. Oh yeah, this is the buddy that you run into at the drop zone, I believe. Whatever. Let's get through this part, and then I'll probably cut it off. Oops. Yay! Fall to my death. I don't know. This is probably one of my personal failings with 3D platformers, but I tend to not perceive the depth properly and then do the wrong input on the analog. Oh, whatever. Get through here. Combat segment. There you go. Blow, suck. There you go. Another section of combat. Come on. Show up. There you go. Kick you out. Okay. Blow, suck. Next segment. Come on, where are you? Come on. There you go. So next segment. Blow them down. Now this is the part, of course, where the back peels off and you can just fool around with the rear touchpad a little bit. Yay, fake fingers. I find it annoying that they're all right fingers for some reason, though. Like, on the left side of the screen, it's my left finger. On the right side of the screen, it's my right finger. For some reason, it's all right fingers for no apparent reason. Also, a fun fact is that when you die in this segment, you just go... You can just... Oops. And then you'll send you flying. Let's get Puppy down. And... There you go. Little cutscene here, you're reunited with your little buddy. Also, if you hold down on your little buddy, then you can customize them as well. What the heck? What was that eye doing all the way over there? Weird. Oh yeah, let's customize him. Everyone has a super serious mono eye. Rah. Come on, shrink. There you go. That's good. And then this guy's just a gimmick. He eats balls that look like that. Also, you can grab this, toss it to your dog. It's like, hey, plays fetch. Grabs it, and then devours it. Good times. Let's see here. Let's get through this section really fast. Use the front touchpad to drag that down. Hop aboard, send Iota flying. Let's just do this as fast as possible. There's also a secret involved with that bounce pad. I'm not going to show it to you, because there's no fun in that. Let's see here. Is it going to show up? Nope. Alright. Small bug with this animal companion. Sometimes he will get stuck or he will not follow you. In that case, you have to backtrack and make sure he shows up. Other times he will actually teleport behind you even though you left him behind. It seems to be a little bit inconsistent like that. Anyways, this bugger. Let's get him out of the cage. Front touchpad. Anything with that shiny foil with a fingerprint on it, you can use the front touchpad on. And there you go. Another combat section. Thankfully, this is the only section of the game that has this many combat sections. And then you just go to town on these guys. Where is everybody? And of course, you can see that that guy will also hurt you, by the way. A little bit annoying, but this guy will actually hurt you. As soon as that comes down, a little cutscene here. And then we'll get the second narrator in the game.
Wonderful. You've really taken to this role, Iota. Keep going.
So yeah, that's the fortune teller slash second person who... the second, I don't know, god, narrator, whatever the heck you want to call him. Let's go through here. All these guys head off to the left. Like, oh, what's going on? And now for a random spoiler that doesn't mean anything to you until you beat the game. Yeah, I'm sorry for saying that, but this is actually a spoiler. It's a spoiler in the wrong part of the game. Also, fun fact, if you walk up to that schmuck's tagged to the wall, then you can get more confetti that way. This is a cutscene. You have no control over this. Just waddle your way through. Although it is still nice to know that even though all this stuff is cutscenes, it does keep all of your little customizations to Iota, which also means that these are all in-game cutscenes, not pre-rendered pieces of crap. And this is probably the part where I'm going to cut it off. We'll just show off this little cutscene. This is the underground. You can see all the scraps running around there. And I think that'll do it for this run through. So let's just get to the verdict now. Would I recommend this game? In case my outburst at the start of this video wasn't obvious, I absolutely recommend this game. I was not expecting Tearaway to be this good. I thought it was going to be pretty mediocre. I thought it was going to be a game, it has platforming, a lot of contrived puzzles, and I was like, eh. But no. The way it handles is great, the way the puzzles are treated is great. The difficulty is low, but you do have to think a little bit in order to get to all the various secrets and get completion. There was also the story. Now, the story, you didn't get much of a sample of it in here, which is on purpose because I do not want to spoil much of the story, except for that thing I pointed out as a spoiler, cough, cough. But still, the story is actually legit. It seems very childish at first, I will make that admission, but when you get to the end of it, you can interpret it to be a lot deeper. You can also take it completely literally and just treat it as childish, which is why I personally really like the story structure. It's not just pretentious, it's not just childish. You can make it childish, you can make it pretentious. There's also the ending, which I think is actually a pretty good twist. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but also it leaves a lot to interpretation, or you can take it literally and just treat it as a child's game. That is what I love so much about this story. In terms of involvement, I wasn't expecting this either, but the ability to use the front touchscreen, the back touchscreen, various buttons, shake commands, tilt commands. By the way, there is a tilt minigame further on in the game past the caverns. I believe it is the Traveler, which I will not show you too much of. But in that section, you do have to tilt the Vita in order to do various things. Unlike the Assassin's Creed Liberation minigame, this one is not bugged, it is responsive, it is sensitive. There's a later part where it becomes more sensitive, and it is still perfectly responsive to your tilt. There's also shaking minigames where you just shake the Vita. I will also say that there are a few speaker minigames where you have to make a sound. If you remember where the speaker is on your Vita, it's to the right of the audio jack for the 1000. I'm not sure where it is for the 2000. I think it's near the same place. So you can, if you don't want to yell anything, you can just blow into the microphone. If you do want to yell something, I don't think the game tries to play it back, unlike the photos where the game will plaster them all over the place. Yeah, I don't believe that the sound actually shows up again, but the photos do. And just makes use of the whole Vita, so I can really call this the most Vita of Vita experiences. This is an experience that you can only experience on the PlayStation Vita. And I'm sad to say that you probably cannot experience this on the PlayStation Vita TV. I'm sorry, there's just no possible way that you can port this to the Vita TV without completely destroying the entire game. I don't see it being possible. Let's see here, what else? In terms of replayability, you can see, of course, that there are a whole bunch of various secrets, and you can see I haven't 100%ed a lot of these. Like, Maypole Fields is one of the first few zones, and I only did 46% of it. Now, there's plenty of replayability, and the little side sections have their own little stories, like that little soccer game. So, again, it's worthwhile replayability that it isn't just searching every nook and cranny for that little trinket of randomness. No, you actually get content when you go to all these secret locations, which, again, is something extremely good. Let's see here. Now, price for value. Thing is, the game length sits at about 6 hours. I probably did it in 5 to 6 hours-ish, even with running around in circles, backtracking a little bit, trying to find all these various secrets. Even then, at the $40 price tag, if you think that if you are interested because of this video, get it. If you're on the fence, then okay, fine, wait for a deal. But if you have even the slightest inclination to buy this game at some point in the future, do it. I'm serious. This game is actually that good. It is actually that good. It is a game that is simplistic yet deep. It gives you deep mechanics without it being difficult. And yet, despite the fact that it's not difficult, it doesn't insult your intelligence either. It's just such a well-rounded game. Yes, it is on the easier side of games, but it is an extremely well-rounded game that I cannot help but recommend to absolutely every single gamer on the planet. It is accessible to everyone. The only people this isn't accessible to are the people who will write it off the instant they see the graphics. Seriously. You really need to do this. There's a lot of charm and there is depth. And depth is the most important thing in a video game. Not graphics, not charm, not any of this little stuff. I can absolutely vouch for the depth of the game mechanics. Absolutely. As I said before, I was expecting this to be a gimmick. It is not a gimmick, it is legit. Oh, I completely forgot to address one thing. In certain portions of the game, like you can obviously see the background here with the rear camera. You also get certain points in the game where you'll have to use the front camera to see your face. A lot of the time, the front camera doesn't actually center on your face, which is slightly irritating because it seems like a half face peering through the sun, which looks really weird. Also, this is more of a hardware issue than a programming issue, but it really highlights how crappy the PlayStation Vita cameras are. Because you get all this bright and vibrant color in the environment, and then you get this gray and grainy picture of yourself in the sun. It's just so jarring. I mean, it does help to set a lot of contrast that your world is separate from the world of Tearaway, but it just, Sony, why didn't you make a slightly better camera? Seriously. Even so, TLDR, buy this game. You will not regret it, I promise you. My name has been VSin. Thanks for watching.